To understand how COVID-19 vaccines work, it helps to first look at how our bodies fight illness. When germs, such as viruses that cause COVID-19, invade our bodies, they attack and multiply. This invasion, called an infection, is what causes illness. Our immune system uses several tools to fight infection. Blood contains red cells, which carry oxygen to tissues and organs, and white or immune cells, which fight infection. Different types of white cells fight infections in different ways. We have macrophages. These are white cells that swallow up and digest germs and dead or dying cells. The macrophages leave behind parts of invading germs called antigens. The body identifies antigens as dangerous and stimulates antibodies to attack them. There are B lymphocytes, which are defensive white blood cells. They produce antibodies that attack the pieces of virus left behind by the macrophages. Three major types of vaccines are currently available. The first one is mRNA vaccine. The second one is inactivated or weakened virus vaccine. In India, it is available as COVAXIN. Third one is viral vector vaccine, also available in India as COVISHIELD and Sputnik V. The mRNA vaccine is produced by Pfizer, BioNTech and Moderna. The viral vector vaccine COVISHIELD was developed by Oxford AstraZeneca, and in India it is manufactured by Serum Institute of India. The inactivated virus vaccine COVAXIN is produced by Bharat Biotech in collaboration with Indian Council of Medical Research and National Institute of Virology. Another viral vector vaccine, Sputnik V, was developed by Gamaleya Research Institute in Russia. This vaccine is also available in India. To produce the mRNA vaccines, scientists isolated the COVID-19 viral RNA, which is responsible for producing spike proteins, and created the mRNA or the messenger RNA. The mRNA has the capacity to convey instructions to the human cells to make spike proteins. Once this mRNA is injected into our muscle, the cells start producing spike proteins in large volumes. These spike proteins then kicks an immune response in our body. The B lymphocytes are mainly responsible for production of antibodies against the spike proteins and subsequently destroy them. The mRNA that was injected into our body is also destroyed by our immune system. Our immune system also produces some memory cells that remember the spike proteins. If our body is infected by an actual COVID-19 virus, the memory cells will recognize the virus from its spike proteins and will destroy the viruses even before we become sick. mRNA vaccines are given in 2 doses 28 days apart. The third dose can be given 28 days after the second dose. Booster dose is given at least 5 months after completion of the primary series. Both COVISHIELD and Sputnik V are viral vector vaccines. These vaccines use a virus different from the COVID-19 virus. This virus is harmless and is called a vector virus. The vector virus is modified by the scientists so that it cannot make copies of itself. The researchers placed a piece of genetic code from the COVID-19 virus inside a vector virus that produces spike proteins. The vector viruses are injected into our body in the form of a vaccine. The vector virus enters our muscle cells and our cell's machinery produces the harmless piece of what is called a spike protein. These spike proteins is the same protein that is found on the surface of COVID-19 viruses. These spike proteins are then displayed on our cell surface and trigger our immune system to produce antibodies against these spike proteins. These antibodies are produced by the B lymphocytes. Our immune system also produces some memory cells to remember the specific spike proteins so as to recognize the COVID-19 virus in the future. If we are infected by COVID-19, these memory cells will instruct the body to produce antibodies and to destroy the viruses. COVISHIELD is given in 2 doses 4 to 12 weeks apart. Booster dose from the same manufacturer is given at 39 weeks after completion of the primary series. COVAXIN uses inactivated virus in their vaccines to fight COVID-19 disease. Inactivated vaccines do not replicate and therefore unlike to cause disease in us. These vaccines contain dead or inactivated viruses incapable of infecting people, but still able to instruct our immune system to mount a defense reaction against an infection. These vaccines contain a vaccine adjuvant to increase the immunogenicity of the inactivated virus. Once the dead virus enters our bloodstream, macrophages engulf the virus and virus components are expressed or released. In response to these virus components, the B lymphocytes produce antibodies and memory cells. COVAXIN is given as a 2-dose vaccination regimen given 28 days apart. COVID-19 vaccines are safe and effective. We may have side effects after vaccination, but these are normal. It typically takes 2 weeks after we are fully vaccinated for the body to build protection against the virus that causes COVID-19. Thanks for watching.